No, I'm the anchor. I'm the mule. A couple of personnel updates for you. Torian White is no longer with our program. Aaron Wallace wasn't out here today, but we expect him out here Thursday. There's just a couple of issues that he's got to get cleaned up before he's cleared to play. Malcolm Bunch, we're hoping to have him through the enrollment process by Thursday, and out here at 4:30 Thursday. You saw that Eddie Vanderdoes was on one of those three-wheelers. He broke his foot, for those of you who don't know it, in the second to last week of our summer work, and he'll miss spring, but he'll be good to go for summer. Eric Kendricks did some stuff in practice. He actually did the warm-up, did a little bit of individual, was actually moving very, very well, but we're just going to be careful with him and ease him back into it. So then he worked on the side. Had some new faces out here. Adarius Pickett, Najee Turan was out here today. I thought those guys did a nice job for guys that really just got here on Sunday and started school yesterday. And then some other early enrollees. Ron Robinson was here. Who am I missing there on early enrollees? You know,
Zach.
Zach, yeah, and then getting Mossy out here. You know, the two young guys that really caught my eye were Mossy. Thought he made a couple of nice catches, looked athletic, and Zach. You know, Zach is a really good football player. You can see it, and I don't want to instant evaluate, but you can really see it just with his knee bend and his lateral movement skills and his burst, his ability to catch the ball. But it was a good first day for us. You know, I was just talking to Jake Brundle when you guys got finished with him, and you know, we kind of concurred that we feel like we've taken another step up. You know, we understand what the expectations are, what our expectations are, and we're going to try to meet them every day with the way we work and our attitude. And I thought today was a good first step. Certainly a lot of things that need to be corrected and worked on and improved, and we'll get that done over the course of spring. But I like their attitude. I really like their focus, their concentration, the way they came out and worked, and I think it's a good start, but it's only a start.
With Torian, what was the reason for him no longer being?
You know, I can't get into those things. I can only tell you by rule that he's no longer with the program.
Mm-hmm. Now, was that a recent decision? Or is that
like I said, all I can tell you is that he's no longer with the program.
And Aaron Wallace, is that physical?
He's just got to get a couple things taken care of with school. No big deal. He should be out here Thursday. You know, anytime that things are on the line and go either way, we're just going to err on the side of caution and make sure that we're within the guidelines. But it's really no big deal, I don't believe.
Expect Malcolm to be out in the next practice too?
Yeah, I said that. I hope he is. He's just got to get through the admissions process. You know, he's a graduate of Miami, and getting into grad school here and getting the right classes and being cleared. But he was in the meetings yesterday. He was watching today, and hopefully he's out here Thursday. He's a big guy, isn't he? You guys see him? He's a good-looking guy. Yeah, he's a big, nice kid too. Smart, experienced. He'll help us a lot.
I was gonna say, how much does that experience help? I know some of those guys, you know, they have the year under their belts. Obviously, that helps. But
that helps.
He's, you know, a senior, and
I think the fact that he's played a lot of games, you know, and been in big-time games with a big-time program against great competition will really help us. You know, we're still a young group there. But, you know, Jake going into his third year as a starter, you know, he's no spring chicken anymore, and those young guys have gotten some games under their belt. You could see it immediately out there today. Just that there was more of a comfort level amongst each other with their communication that wasn't there even at the end of last year. You know, and so I just think we'll continue to grow in that area, and I think Malcolm, with his experience, will help that group as a whole.
Poasi and Caleb were in at the tackles. What do you think of them so far, or heading into spring?
You know, Poasi's had a tremendous winter program. I mean, he's made tremendous gains in the weight room. He's gotten bigger. We all recognize the athleticism immediately, but now he's got some size to him. And there's only one day, but you know, he looks good. I mean, he's a good athlete. He's got length, and we'll see how he continues to pick it up, compete. Caleb got those starts last year and played well, and by the end of the season last year was playing with a lot of confidence. Still a lot of room for growth, but you know, you got to love Caleb and the way he's working to transform his body and working on his technique, and you know, he really desires to be a great player, and that's what you're looking for.
Did he maybe make the biggest physical transformation of those linemen this offseason?
No.
It seems like no. Okay.
Yeah. You know, we keep track of those things. We have a set of values that we grade them on, and Boassi was one of the top guys on the team, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Now, Caleb made great gains. But he wasn't the top guy. That was Boassi. They all made gains. I mean, we had a tremendous winter program. You know, Coach Alosi does. You know, I can't state this enough. The impact that he has on this program. He does an amazing job. Those guys have completely bought into what he's asked them to do, the culture he's created in the weight room out here on the field, and I think you see it pay off just in the way we move around, the way we walk out of the locker room and onto the field. This team looks differently, and that's a credit to the work that those guys do, and it's also a credit to Coach Alosi.
How much weight did Boassi put on?
I don't know exactly. You know what? I don't even pay attention to that stuff. I mean, he looks good. You know, we don't worry about weight so much as lean muscle mass, you know, body composition. We're not a team that says our offensive linemen have to be 330 pounds. If they're 330 pounds and it's good weight, then that's positive. But if it's 330 pounds of blubber, that's not. So for us, it's more about lean muscle mass and you know, size to strength ratio, things like that.
What are the positions for you that maybe you're watching with a keen eye, and maybe the most guys that may be battling for starting spots?
I think it's just natural to go to the spot that Anthony Barr left open. You know, and you saw Kenny Orgioki out there today. We'll see AWOL out there hopefully on Thursday. Today was a great chance for Deion Hollins to get a lot more reps, and he looked good. You know, we worked Zach Whitley at inside linebacker today, but there's a chance that he could move around and play a little outside. He's got length and he's got explosion. You know, we just got to continue to evaluate these guys and see where they fit best. But outside linebacker to me is a position I'm interested in. Running back is a position I'm interested in. I want to see kind of who steps up and fills the shoes of Shaq Evans. I think the backup quarterback position is interesting to look at, you know, because Jerry's not a guy that's just going to let it go. We recognize Asante's, you know, potential. He needs to perform. Seeing who steps in and plays for X. It was great to have Oa back out there today. He looked good, he looked fresh. He hasn't taken a snap since the Baylor game in any practice or any game. And he was very anxious to get out there. And you know, you talk about Malcolm adding that veteran presence. Getting a guy like Oa back, a fifth-year senior, and that's a big deal for us. You know, I don't think it'd be overstated.
It seemed like he looked pretty fresh for being a guy.
Well, he should be.
Yeah.
Like I said, he hadn't taken a snap since Baylor. No, I say that in jest because Oa is just an extremely hard worker, and he takes great care of his body, and he was fresh and rested and ready to go.
Better with the short hair?
You know, initially it's hard to recognize him, but we've gotten used to it now. And you know, he's got a great attitude and a great demeanor about him, and he's a real positive presence on this team, and we're lucky to have him back. We're really lucky to have him back. He's going to help us.
Is there a plan on offense to pick up the pace even further this spring?
We'd like to. Yeah, today was okay. You know, there's some new verbiage, some new things we're doing. Just like every year, you go back and you tweak some things, you try to get better. But I think we'd like to move more efficiently and at a quicker pace. And then I think we'd like to be able to change the tempo at times as well. You know, slow it down, speed it up, keep the defense guessing. Try to substitute maybe a little less so you keep the same defensive personnel on the field and move at a quick tempo. You know, I would think, Tracy, that just by the mere fact that we've been together now a little bit longer, Brett's in his third year in the system, that'll help us operate quicker and more efficiently.
What do you need to see from Brett for him to take his game to that next level?
Well, I think it's just, you know, kind of the same thing as last year, really. Decision making, you know, mastering the offense, you know, coming out here and being a consistent player, making the right reads and throwing to the right spot, making the right decisions and, you know, whether or not to hand it off or not. You know, it's only one practice, but he looked fantastic today. The ball came out of his hand well, great velocity, he made all the throws. He's worked very, very hard this winter. I mean, very hard. He spent a lot of time in the film room. He spent a lot of time on his own on the field, and I think we'll see it pay off. I mean, I think Brett certainly deserves to be the Heisman Trophy candidate that he is. I mean, he's a great football player. Like I said, he was the biggest recruit of this last class getting him here.
Did you see anything different in the way that he prepared and watched film this winter compared to the last winter?
I think he took it up not just a notch. I think he took it up a whole bunch of notches. You know, he's had the opportunity. this offseason to spend some time with NFL quarterbacks and talk to them about how they prepare, their mindset, their routines, reading defenses. He's been religious about, getting out and throwing and pulling the receivers out here. Those guys were out here almost every Saturday morning throwing, and they were out here on Tuesdays and Thursdays throwing. He's been wearing Noel and Taylor out with regards to, just understanding this offense. The plan is to have him spend even a little bit more time with Coach Clem to understand protections. He's going to spend time with Coach Olbrich and Coach Martin to understand coverage concepts and fronts and what defenses are trying to do. So I think now that he's kind of has a much better feel for our offensive concepts, he's able to take it to the next level. And I think spending time with NFL guys has really helped him. Just the mindset, the dedication, the commitment that it takes to be great is, I think, very clear to him. All right, thanks,
Cool.
guys. Thanks, everybody.